Outdoor Adventures.
Greetings, all. Chuke here from Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Well, I get a lot of messages and comments where people ask me, hey, I might be visiting Alaska or moving to Alaska. Do you think this rifle that I have would be good for Alaska? And some of the times it's their grandpa's old deer hunting rifle, because let's face it, that deer hunting in the lower 48 is, I would say, the main form of hunting. And most people, if they have a hunting rifle, it is for like a white-tailed deer. Now, you may be surprised that a lot of these common old school deer hunting rifles would actually be appropriate for Alaska, and we're going to go through the top three. Now, I do have to say 308 wasn't mentioned, but that's a no-brainer. 308 is one of my favorite calibers, and a good 308 rifle is wonderful for Alaska. I have several of them, and I've taken game with 308, even large game. And you know, my dad says that the 30-06 will kill everything in Alaska, and the 308 will do everything a 30-06 can. So I definitely believe that. Also, shotguns. We don't have a shotgun season here, so when I was living in the lower 48, it was kind of weird. I did have a bolt-action Mossberg 12 gauge for a while, and I thought it was really cool. I wish they would have like a shotgun season, but we don't really hunt big game with 12 gauge shotguns up here. Sometimes we'll use it for protection, but so that is not really an option, I guess. But we're going to go through the top three, and number three, you may be surprised, is the 30-30 lever action classic deer gun. I took my only whitetail buck with a 30-30 in Western New York, and it just dropped it. It's amazing. A lot of people may scoff and say, well, that's way too small for Alaska Chuke. But I'm maybe for like a huge grizzly bear, but for a lot of the hunting I do, which is caribou, even big caribou and black bear, even big black bear, a 30-30 would be more than enough for that. A lot of people don't realize, you know, I'm always talking about 10 millimeter. You could easily kill brown bear with a 30-30 if you had to. It's got way more power than a 10 millimeter. I mean, we're talking 1,900 foot-pounds of energy with some ammunition. It's really impressive. And you've got, you know, quick shots. Those lever guns can hold a lot of those short little 30-30 rounds. It's a wonderful round, and a lot of people, a lot of naysayers will say, well, you know, you can barely shoot past 200, 250 yards with a 30-30. That's 90% of the shots I take. Yeah, there are some hunts up here where it's going to be long range if you're doing sheep hunting, but even in the mountains where I hunt, there's bushes and there's nooks and crannies, and I typically take an animal between 70 and 170 yards, all within the perfect range for a 30-30. So that's number three, 30-30. Number two is going to be a good old 270 Winchester. Now, this is a more modern rifle, but 270 has been around for a long time, and a lot of people will have their grandfather's old 270 rifle around, and let's face it, this thing will dispatch anything North America has to offer. I mean, Jack O'Connor proved that. I consider the 270 a better large game rifle than the 308 even. So, and I did not bring this rifle to Alaska. I bought it while I was up here, and I've killed black bear and large bull caribou with my 270. It does great. I mean, you could use 150 grain heavier bullets if you want. I tend to use, you know, 130 grain. Just amazing ballistics, very flat shooting. It's hard to beat a 270. So it's a very popular deer gun down in the lower 48, and you could come up to Alaska with it and just be perfectly fine, and it'll do great. I definitely have a lot of love for the 270 Winchester. And finally, what is my number one pick? Well, it's the pick that Alaska Fish and Game says is the top rifle caliber for Alaska, and that's the 30-06. So it's hard to beat the 30-06, and of course it's been around for decades and down, 100 years, a long time. A lot of people will hunt with a World War II 30-06 rifle that's been sporterized. I think they're great, and it's a popular deer cartridge for the lower 48, absolutely. So if you've already got a 30-06, say no more. That's the perfect rifle for Alaska. Recoil isn't that bad. You can use heavy bullets for very large game. You could use the smaller bullets for predator hunting. It has been proven to just take out animals, and it's hard to beat a good 30-06 rifle. The perfect rifle in Alaska, in my mind, would be a pre-64 Winchester Model 70. Just beautiful. Of course, I traded mine away for a dumpy DPMS AR-10 years ago. I don't even like thinking about that anymore. It was my grandfather's rifle. Anyways, let's not talk about that. But that's number one. 30-06, old school deer rifle. Bring it on up here. If you're moving here, you wouldn't even have to buy anything. Just use your 30-06 rifle. So that's the top three. I'm sure there are some I missed. You know, 300 Win Mag is kind of a perfect round for Alaska and anything in that 300 realm. However, a lot of the old school rifles aren't in 300 Win Mag, so I'm just kind of picking the grandpa's old rifles. So let me know what you guys think. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm now updating my website, chukesoutdoor.com, with affiliate links and daily deals. So check out my website. And it's Chuke, your friend in the field.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, get shot by a bear, but I don't care, I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Watch you all die every time, guaranteed.